Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me is my co-host and my husband, Trent.
Hi.
So today we are going to watch another new movie.
Yeah.
We're going to the theater and we are watching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Weird title.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
But, this is our next installment in the, phase 27 of the Marvel universe.
And when I saw the title of this movie back when they started to reveal all the titles of phase 4, and I was like, that can't be the real title.
It sure is, Trent.
It sure is.
I don't think it's a bad name per se. I think it's going to make it interesting. It makes you stop and go, huh.
I wonder what that's about.
Exactly. Speaking of what it's about, Trent, what do you know so far about the Multiverse of Madness?
So as of this point, Betsy and I have seen, for the most part, every Marvel thing
property
that we need to see prior to watching this movie, except some of the TV shows.
Right. We have said this a number of times. We're behind on the TV shows. This is a movie podcast. We're here to watch movies, but that means we neglect the television aspect of Marvel.
Yes. So like when we watched Black Widow, we hadn't seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet.
We had not.
So there was something in the end credit scene that actually matched up with that.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit more details.
Right. We didn't exactly miss out. We just didn't have the full story. We were a little confused.
Yeah, so and I think we're kind of in the same vein because we haven't seen Loki, and Loki I think introduces more of the multiverse stuff.
Well, and they already introduced it in the last Avengers movie.
They've sprinkled it in.
That's where they first really introduced the concept to the universe at large, and now they're really diving into it.
Right, so we've had the sprinkling in of multiverse stuff
on TV shows.
On the TV shows, we've seen it in Spider-Man things, like the Far From Home thing. He says the word multiverse. So you're telling me there's a multiverse?
It's true.
And, it's not really in that movie. It's not real because Beck, the enemy, is not actually from the other dimension.
Right. In the second Spider-Man, yes.
From yes.
But then in the third one is when it is real.
Right. Yeah. So in No Way Home, that's where it just kind of all goes bonkers, and then we get all the other Spider-Mans from the other franchises.
Right, which is why I think with this particular movie, The Multiverse of Madness, when you say bonkers, I feel like that is what we're going to get, where they're just going to say, fuck it, we're going in the multiverse.
Yeah, and I looked up, hey, this is the stuff that you need to see prior to watching this movie. And we try to get through as much of it as we could.
We don't have time. We ran out of time.
We
took a vacation.
We did take a vacation. But we didn't see Loki. We did see a couple of the episodes in What If.
We watched WandaVision.
We watched all of WandaVision. That was a while back.
And we're caught up in the movies to date.
Yes, we have seen all of the movies.
Yes.
So, I think we're about as prepared as we're going to get, except for watching Loki. So, other than that, what I know about the movie is, like you said, it's fucking bonkers.
They don't really tell you what the plot is when you're watching the trailer. It's like, hey, it's crazy time.
It's pretty and we did rewatch the original Doctor Strange.
We did.
Just recently, and that gets pretty nuts too.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about Doctor Strange is the visuals.
Yeah.
So I expect this to be a spectacle.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to look really, really cool. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. Is it going to be good? I don't know. I'm hearing kind of mixed things. Like, the people who like it, again, they love it. They think there's some of the coolest scenes they've seen in a Marvel movie.
And it's still very much Marvel fanboy stuff. It is servicing those fans.
Yeah, shut up and watch the Goofy movie.
Yeah. And
then go watch a Goofy movie, but that's a different
That's
podcast.
a different podcast. We have seen that. But I think it's gonna be a little bit weird because this is setting up the rest of everything else. I keep saying that every time we do a Marvel thing,
this is setting it up.
It is setting it up. It's all set up.
It is, and now that we're in the TV shows, that's where we feel like we're missing out because they've dabbled a little bit from the television into the movies and from the movies into television.
Right.
So it's hard to know what sequence to watch these things.
Yeah, and we've seen trailers of this movie, and just to I don't want to dissect it, but
I don't think there's much to dissect, honestly.
Well, it's all these fuckers who like go frame by frame by frame to try to like glean some information.
The big thing I think we need to take away is that Chiwetel Ejiofor's character from the first one is back.
Yes.
And he, at the end of the first one, goes bad.
Yeah.
And he's out for vengeance, so to speak.
Yep, and he's back with a whole bunch of dreads.
Yeah, so I assume he's kind of our main antagonist.
To a point.
Or at least to a point.
I think he says in the trailer that the biggest threat to the universe is Doctor Strange himself.
Nigga Strange.
But again, I think this is it could be the end of Doctor Strange in whatever capacity that you want it to be the end. He could die. He could get stuck in another dimension. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, this is also very much a vehicle for Wanda, for Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
so
it's the closest thing we've gotten to a Scarlet Witch movie.
Yes. So we just rewatched the end credit scene from No Way Home, where Doctor Strange goes and meets up with Wanda at her cabin.
Mm-hmm. We also watched the end of WandaVision.
We watched the end of WandaVision to recap.
And it's really interesting how when you're watching it with a purpose, you catch things you didn't catch.
Right. And what they said at the end of WandaVision is, I don't remember what the witch's name is. Catherine Hahn's character.
Agatha.
Thank you, Agatha. She says, by looking at the Book of the Dead, she says, you are the Scarlet Witch, and you are destined to destroy the world.
You're also more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, exactly. You are more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
And then the last end credit scene in the show, she has her astral projection.
Yeah.
She's hanging out studying the book while she's like drinking a cup of tea.
Yeah, she's hanging out on her porch.
Which again, I didn't notice at the time because we just rewatched Doctor Strange, and now in context I go, oh, okay, now I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of bits and pieces that are going to be relevant that we didn't know were relevant once upon a time. But I have no idea what to expect from this movie other than I'm excited to see it. So we're going to go do that now. We're going to watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and we will be right back. And we're back. All right, we've returned from the theater and we have seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Trent, what are your thoughts about that movie?
Doctor Strange saved America.
What?
He did.
Oh, yeah, because that's her name or whatever.
Uh-huh. I thought that was really good.
I think...
For what it was, for it being its own thing kind of off to the side, it has to really navigate a lot of different sides of the MCU.
Right.
And I think it had to address what happened with Wanda. And it did.
Yes.
It capped off the whole Wanda story. It allowed Doctor Strange to exist kind of on its own. much like Spider-Man can function on its own.
Well, that's the thing, is now we have no lead up to more stuff. And we've talked about this before. Now is the phase where they just kind of get to have fun.
Yeah.
And
it's a bunch of weird shit.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely a bunch of weird shit. And I think this is the closest to a horror movie that Marvel is going to get.
Thank you, Sam Raimi.
And in that regard...
We did not mention it in the intro.
Because I forgot to do so.
Yeah.
But yes, Sam Raimi has returned to the Marvel Universe, noted for directing the first 2 Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
And Bruce Campbell.
And he has now returned to this branch of the MCU.
Yeah.
And he is directing Multiverse of Madness. And of course, his big rise to fame in the 80s was making the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah.
So he cannot make a movie without Bruce Campbell and without
fucking
question.
Zombies.
And zombies.
And fucking zombies.
But yeah, so he's kind of perfect now that I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, oh, I understand this material.
Right. I see where he's coming from. This is very much a Sam Raimi joint.
Absolutely.
But instead of the weird, like, offshoot that happened with Spider-Man 2, where there's that scene, if you haven't listened to that episode, the scene where Doc Ock wakes up in the operating room and there's a medical chainsaw in the room. He resisted the urge to go that camp, but at the same time, he still got his fucking zombies.
He did. These are like classy zombies, Trent. Yeah, and I get why people were saying, oh, go watch these episodes of What If, go watch these episodes of these things. Yeah. I think you could watch this movie without having seen WandaVision, but it would be you need somebody to sit next to you and explain it.
Yeah, WandaVision, I believe, is required viewing for this to really make sense all the way.
That's what I'm saying, though, is you didn't need to. You didn't need every detail. You just needed enough.
Yeah, you're right. We also watched 3 episodes of the What If show before we came into this one. We watched the first one with Agent Carter.
Yep.
We watched the Doctor Strange one, What If He Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands.
Yep.
And we watched the zombie one.
We did. Those are the episodes we have so far watched. It does make me now want to watch all the rest of them.
I definitely want to watch.
So we got to finish that series.
More of those. Yeah, we're not going to cover those, obviously, but yeah, those were really interesting.
And again, it's not that you needed it,
no,
but it's more of an in-joke if you've seen it.
Well, it's not even just a joke. It's more, hey, you're introduced to these concepts prior to coming into this one.
Which I would have been okay with not having watched them, I think, because it wasn't so integral to the plot that you couldn't just watch it. Like, the fact that, you have all these different characters who are either different versions of a character
right,
or they're more of the fringe Marvel characters that have not existed to date in this specific universe.
We'll get to that.
So yeah, we'll get to all that. But yeah, I liked this one, and I don't know if this is going to go down as one of the best ones. It's certainly fun. It is, like we talked about, visual spectacle. I think I'm enjoying this phase in that they just have these like standalone adventures.
Yeah.
That it doesn't have to tie back to everything else. Frankly, apart from Wanda and different versions of characters we already know, there's really no ties to the rest of the universe to date.
Not really. They do address the whole Spider-Man thing at the end of No Way Home.
Okay.
He did help Spider-Man. He knows that he's helped Spider-Man.
But that's the thing.
But he doesn't know that Spider-Man is Tom Holland, Peter Parker.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
He doesn't say Peter Parker.
Again, guys, if you've not watched these movies, we're going to talk about spoilers, so get used to the idea.
Yeah.
So in the end of Spider-Man, he casts his spell. Everybody forgets Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But they remember Spider-Man.
Yes.
So
because Spider-Man is still the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
But in this one, Doctor Strange knows about the multiverse because of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I was just a little confused as to how that worked if the whole thing is that he can't know who Peter Parker is.
Right, that's it. He doesn't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. That's it.
But he remembers the multiverse, and the whole reason the multiverse stuff happened is because the words Peter Parker.
Right, but Spider-Man was the whole catalyst to that whole thing. He doesn't need to know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker for all that to happen.
I guess. It was, and it's a minor detail. It's not really a big plot point, but...
But they did address it.
It's the fact that they brought it up at all. I almost would have preferred if they didn't.
Like it makes you ask that question.
It makes me ask the question.
But I think once you think about that, what I said about it's not, one does not require the other for that to make sense, then you can just get past it. So I get that.
Fair enough. But there's a lot of cool sequences in this. It's not scary, but it's definitely a little bit unnerving at times. It's
fucking violent.
It is the most violent movie. Wanda straight up murders a whole lot of people.
A whole lot of heroes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we said, we were going to get to the Illuminati.
Yeah, the Illuminati shows up because why not?
Yeah.
And then, there's different elements from other movies. So, like, the Ultron program shows up.
I was going to say that.
That's functional. You've got... Oh, what else? Just little winks and nods to stuff that we've seen so far, but they don't really call it out that much. Doctor Strange shows up with a ponytail, because why not?
Yeah.
Why not? But we were definitely wrong, because I think the trailer wants you to think this. The main antagonist in this movie is Wanda.
Yeah, 100%.
She's the villain of the piece.
Yeah, and you are led to believe... Up until Doctor Strange meets up with her and he takes the thing to kind of test things out, saying, this smells real. Mm-hmm. So she got it all the way. I think at that point, he knows that all that's fake.
Right.
And he's testing it out to see how real it is and how powerful she has become. Mm-hmm. So.
He has to at least assume it's fake.
Yes.
It's revealed very quickly that, it's runes that are on these, like, beasts that are attacking. And so they're like, it's not a sorcerer, it's not a demon, it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
And so they ask the only witch they know.
Uh-huh.
Who, as it turns out, is actually the person responsible.
Yes.
So, having seen WandaVision... At the end of that, she's got a lot of regrets and feels bad, but it kind of seems like she's on a redemption arc. So for her to suddenly be like, I'm gonna fuck shit up again.
Well, like we said, we rewatched the end of the final episode of WandaVision, where she goes out to her little cabin and she's in her bedroom, looking through this evil book, and you can hear in the background her children, the boys, like yelling out for her. So she is still seeking them out. And we don't know that, like, the balls, like, hanging over her are other universes.
No.
So that's a very important point that you don't really get fleshed out in the show.
That's true. But that's also the end credits scene. So, of course, they didn't flesh it out. It's just a teaser. Because that's what they love to do in this universe.
Yes. So we get the entire concept of multiverse. We talked about this in the intro. Introduced amongst a lot of different entries in the MCU.
Real or fake.
Real or fake, yeah. So we get all of that kind of thrown at us. Yes, there are multiverses. Yes, there are versions of you and every other character in these multiverses. Plus other characters we don't even know yet.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe that this is the catalyst to really start to branch out the MCU into these other multiverses. Because it's on the roadmap. There's going to be a Fantastic Four. And we are introduced to the guy playing Mr. Fantastic.
Now, did we know that was happening before this movie came out, that they had announced it?
Yes, I knew there was going to be a Fantastic Four thing.
But they hadn't said anything about who was going to be in it.
No.
And, of course, it's John Krasinski.
Yes.
Who I had no idea would be in this movie. There's a few people I didn't know would be in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think let's just kind of work through this because there's so much that really happens.
Let's kind of go over the beats because this is it's a confusing thing. So we start out right out the gate with the crazy scene where we got Doctor Strange and this girl who is wearing nothing but like star garb.
A denim jacket.
Denim jacket with a star on the back, and like they're running through this crazy thing.
Floaty place.
Floaty, yes, fighting against this creature who is going after him. And they're going after this book.
Yep.
It's up on the top of a hill. You can't get to it. And
it's another MC Escher situation where it's just like up and down is left and right is up.
A lot of that happens in the Doctor Strange-verse.
Yes.
So we get to the end of this scene, and Doctor Strange decides, I'm going to use your power. We don't know what power that is yet.
I'm going to take your
power, and that means that she's going to die.
Yeah, because you can't control it, and we can't let that thing get your power.
Right.
But we don't know what her power is.
Nope, not a thing.
And he's just about to do it, and then he's killed.
Yeah.
In her moments of fear and like when she's scared usually is when it's triggered.
Sure.
She opens a portal.
There's a lot of that in fiction.
There's a lot of that, yes. And she opens a portal and they're blasted through
whatever
to somewhere else.
And then Doctor Strange in our world wakes up.
And he wakes up.
It was all a dream.
Yep, it was all a dream, Trent.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange wakes up and he's got to get all gussied up to go to Christine's wedding.
He did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's been off shacking up with another dude.
I kind of figured that it was not his wedding because they show him standing there in the trailer. And it doesn't look like he's standing.
Kind of at the front, but not really.
They edit it in such a way to leave you questioning it. But yeah, I kind of was
she's in a wedding dress. He's in a tux, so maybe. No, it's not.
It's not his wedding.
Nope.
She's marrying somebody else.
But before she walks down the aisle, Michael Stuhlbarg shows up, the other surgeon from the first Doctor Strange movie. Mm-hmm. He shows up to have his little scene, and he recounts the fact that he was also blipped out of existence for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And while that was going on, his 2 cats died.
And his brother.
Yep. Yeah.
And they kind of talk a lot about the decision that Doctor Strange made to give Thanos the Time Stone.
It's kind of inserting some questions as to whether or not what he did was the only way to do it.
Was it really necessary?
Right. Mm-hmm. So, who knows?
But he said in the Avengers movie, he ran through millions of scenarios.
I know. But did he tell the truth? I don't know. It's impossible to know.
Yeah,
But again, it's like kind of inserting this kernel of possibility that there might have been another way.
I guess, but it's also coming from you have to remember the source it's coming from.
I know.
Because there's a lot of grief-stricken people in this universe now.
Oh, sure, and there forever will be.
Yeah.
But that scene is just kind of a nod to the original movie because he's not in it the rest of the movie.
It's also reminding you that the blip happened.
Sure.
Like we've moved past it, but they keep reminding you, remember how we all died for a while?
Yeah.
We were gone and then we were back.
I mean, they talk about it in the Spider-Man movie too.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, of course, the wedding happened and Christine and Steven have their little moment at the bar. Say, hey, let me get you a drink. And then
he turns water into wine.
Good party guest.
That's right.
So they
He's
have
a hell of a party guest.
They have their little moment where, she basically says it was never going to work because you always had to be the one to hold the scalpel. Is how she says it.
He is.
It's all about him.
It's all about him.
It's all about him. Mm-hmm. So she finally found someone who can complement her instead of overshadow her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she asks him if he's happy. And he says, sure, I'm happy.
There's a whole lot of that in this movie.
I get it. Like, it's that great power, great responsibility thing. But in his world, there's so much danger from all sides that he shuts people out.
And they address the idea that he and all of his doppelgangers are still in love with Christine.
In every universe.
And I think that's the thing that he has to come to terms with, that he will never be with her, and he needs to accept that and move on and be happy with the life he has. Mm-hmm. But by the end of the movie, he finally does get that person. He does get that person. It's just not what he wants.
Huh?
America is his new person that he can be a father figure to.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
I get it. Okay, now I'm with you.
He saves America, track. Betsy.
He does save America.
All right, so the festivities are interrupted by this invisible octopus eye monster thing. So Doctor Strange goes to work, he throws on his cape, and he goes out there to fight. And then Wong shows up also to fight.
Yep, and they win!
And they win, because this creature is going after America.
And they don't know who she is,
and they don't know who
why.
she is or why. And they don't know who she is or why she's being attacked, so they start to interrogate her.
Well, they don't even know her name, so but Doctor Strange says, "Why were you in my dream last night?"
And she says it wasn't a dream.
Yep.
Which is where she brings them to the other Doctor Strange's dead body.
Yeah, so she introduces them to the idea that a multiverse exists.
Right, and that she can travel through them.
And that's her power.
Not quite at will.
No,
because she doesn't have control over her power yet.
Yes, but she can do it.
Yeah.
And she shows them the dead body of the other Doctor Strange who is helping her in the other universe.
Yeah. And she's been through this before, where she's tried to get help from Doctor Strange, I believe. Mm-hmm. And every time, like, whatever Doctor Strange it is, betrays her and tries to steal the power.
Right. So that's what we saw at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, of course, she doesn't trust this Doctor Strange.
Right.
But ultimately, she agrees to go with them and that...
They go to Cumberbatch.
Yep. And he's going to go get help from Wanda because he says, oh, well, this creature that came through... The portal
had the rune, and that's the power of a witch and whatever else.
And that all has to do with witchcraft. So he goes to see Wanda, and while he's talking to her, she uses America's name, but he never said her name.
Right. Did you catch that at first?
Oh, immediately.
I did too, yeah.
Yes, the jig is up, Wanda.
And she even says, I gave up the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said, the hex was easy, the spells are easy, but the lying is hard for her. Mm-hmm. Because Wanda's not a bad person, but she is just so grief-stricken and alone.
And she's just imbued with so much power.
And so much trauma.
Yeah. And that's a really hard thing to, stuff down.
Yeah, and the problem is she has been stuffing it down, and it's making her cuckoo.
Right. So she has her flub. She reveals herself to be, I'm the Scarlet Witch now. I'm not Wanda.
Yeah. And bring her to me. Mm-hmm. I want what I want. I want my kids back.
Right.
I dream about them every night, so I know because dreams are
it's a window into the multiverse.
Window into the multiverse. Thank you.
And we quickly realized that she was actually the one who sent the creature after America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm being very reasonable and I'm being very nice, and you're going to deliver her to me.
You will bring her to me now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take her power, and that's going to be the end of it.
So yeah, I guess it's that thing where I'm surprised, but also not that this is how they took this storyline.
Right. Just
because having watched WandaVision, it seemed like she was on the mend. But then at the end... I guess triggers her again.
That's why I said I think WandaVision should be required reviewing for this.
Fair enough.
Because you need to see that entire arc. Because she goes through so much trauma.
But that's
not only because of what happened with Vision and with this fake TV show kind of a thing with her kids and whatever else. You need to see that entire thing. And it's a great show.
It is.
But for you to understand how she gets from there to here, you need to see it.
Fair enough. And there's also just a lot of questions that come up, but I'll get to that at the end, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, they take her to Cumberbatch, and all of the students there are protecting this place, and she fucks it up.
Yeah. Doctor Strange basically comes back and says, well, I guess she's actually the one that is sending everybody after her. Mm-hmm. And... we need to try to protect her at all costs because, she's the Scarlet Witch. We know about Scarlet Witch. She can fuck us up.
Yes.
She is what they say in WandaVision. They say the Scarlet Witch will bring an end to whatever, or she's meant to rule everything, or something like that.
She can rule the world, or she'll destroy the entire world.
Yes, she is that powerful.
She is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
Yes.
So they have their fight, which, again, whole lot of death.
A lot of
people get killed.
She's just, killing all of them people.
Including a Minotaur?
Yeah,
What's with the Minotaur?
Well, I don't even know if we call him a Minotaur, because I think he's all cow.
I don't know, but I didn't see the rest of him.
He's a
but
talking
Jesus
cow.
Christ, what the fuck is that guy doing there?
Where did he come from?
I mean, unless we missed it in some of the other content we didn't watch.
Maybe.
I have no idea what the hell he is.
He's a magic cow, Trent. Shut the hell up.
Oh, God. So that happens.
But there's like some cool sequences here. So like they kind of lure her into the temple, and she is temporarily trapped in the mirror dimension.
Yes.
Which, again, very cool effect, and she very quickly realizes that she can use the reflections to get out. And there is a moment in this sequence. So first of all, she's like reaching out of puddles and grabbing people and killing them.
Right. She's like having the people fall through the puddles.
Yep.
Kills them that way. And eventually we get to the point where all the puddles are covered up so that she can't get out that way. But then she comes out of this other thing.
There's a gong, big golden gong that is reflective.
Yeah, and she just like climbs out of it like the Ring style.
It's the girl from the Ring. Yeah, she's climbing out and she's all like contorted and burned up.
It's all fucked up.
She's all fucked up. Yeah, that was disturbing.
Yeah.
There are several moments like this, which I keep saying, okay, there's the Sam Raimi. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I get it.
So yeah, she gets out and they have their extra fight between Doctor Strange and Wong, trying to protect her. And by the end of that fight, America is able to use her power to bring Doctor Strange into a whole bunch of other universes.
They're falling through multiple universes. Through them,
and we get just treated with like different environments. Like bang to bang to bang to bang.
Yep, so there was like an old-timey movie one. There was one where they were paint.
There were cartoons.
They were a cartoon. Yeah. There was one where they were like cubes, like they were falling apart.
Right. Much like what happens with Thanos when he uses whatever stone it was to do that to...
Is it the Reality Stone?
Something like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, 9, 10 of them.
There's a bunch.
There were quite a few.
Yeah.
And they finally land in another universe that's like very, like, it's New York, but it's floral. There's like pastels and flowers everywhere.
Right. It's like utopian in New York.
Yeah. And like the font is all, like the language is weird.
Yep.
And you eat pizza balls.
Pizza balls. That pizza ball looked good. I'd eat that.
I don't know how you'd eat that. It's just a ball of cheese.
Yeah. And she of course assumes that everything is free because, well, in most universes, you don't have to pay for food.
Food is free.
Yeah.
Yours is weird.
But then, of course, we have our little cameo by Bruce Campbell.
The pizza guy.
The pizza man.
That's right.
Pizza ball man. What the hell?
It's always funny how somewhere in my brain, I know he's gonna show up.
Oh, yeah.
But I always forget about it until he shows up.
And I didn't immediately recognize him. You had to kind of elbow me in the theater.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I definitely was like, oh, look! That's right. We're watching a Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi joint.
Yeah. And, as those cameos go, this was okay.
This was
okay for him to be a pizza ball vendor on the streets of Utopia, New York.
He is usually there for comedic effect.
Of course.
And in this one, it was no exception.
Yeah.
He hits himself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. And yeah, they just kind of go into this sequence where they are looking for more Doctor Stranges.
Yeah.
Because Doctor's Strange?
Doctor's Stranges Stevenses.
Dr. Stephen Strange, because they're in a different universe, so logic dictates there's another one of him.
Yep. And in this universe, you walk on red.
Yeah.
Not on green.
You stop on green and you walk on red.
That's fucked up. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well, and she says the first lesson, you don't know anything.
Yep. You cannot assume anything.
Uh-huh.
So yes, they follow whatever path to get to the sanctum of this area, because there's always one in New York City. And they meet, and they come across the statue of Stephen Strange, with a plaque on it that says, Dr. Stephen Strange gave his life fighting Thanos, the greatest Avenger or whatever the fuck.
Yep, he's a hero. He died a hero. Isn't it great?
Right. Which, right there, is a lie.
It is a lie.
It's a lie.
But of course, it begs the question, if Stephen Strange is dead, who is the Sorcerer Supreme, who is running this sanctum? And it's our good friend from the first one. Is it Mordo?
Mordo.
So it's Chiwetel Ejiofor, who I mentioned in the intro because we saw him go all crazy in the first movie. You kind of assume he's going to be all crazy in this movie.
Right. And we don't know what happened to him in the first movie. He just kind of went off.
He went off to kill sorcerers.
Right. And like at the last scene of after the credits scene, it's him going around and he's like hunting heretics.
It's not,
so to speak.
So to speak. Yeah, I guess you're right, because
like,
the guy he attacks...
You're using magic for something that is not worth using magic
natural.
for. Yeah, it's not a natural way to use your magic. Mm-hmm. So
you assume going into this movie, that's what we're going to get.
Right.
But of course, he's all like friendly and he calls him my brother. My brother.
And like he's kind of even standoffish at the time, like not really knowing what the deal is.
He said, "You told me one day this would happen."
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about your universe, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they go in and have some tea, and they start talking about the Scarlet Witch and this
America.
She's going to be able to reach this dimension somehow because she's got this evil book.
Yep. And it's the Deadhold is the book. So that's the one we see her reading at the end of WandaVision.
Darkhold.
The Darkhold, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they're explaining the whole plot to him.
Yeah.
And she's going to get here, and he explains the concept of dream walking.
Right.
She can possess people, other versions of herself, across the multiverse.
Yeah.
So as long as there is a Wanda Maximoff in this universe, she can find them and control them.
Yeah.
Like little meat puppets.
Yep. And I made a note saying, oh, geez, we're going to get Freddy Krueger up in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Infecting people's dreams and trying to kill them?
And of course, things go wrong when they try to get up and leave because they have been drugged. Because they're a danger to this universe.
Yep.
And they don't want to have some bad incident happen.
Right, because they know that Doctor Strange is a very powerful being because of what he did in their universe.
And because they haven't told him the whole story.
It is the whole statue thing of him being a hero is a lie.
It's a facade.
Yes. But then we, after this happens and they pass out, we cut back to Wanda in our dimension.
Yep.
616, I think they call it.
Something like that.
Yeah. So we cut back to that, and Wong has been captured and is strung up by Wanda while she's doing her little meditation thing. One of the soldiers is not dead.
She survived the attack.
Yeah, so she goes and grabs a knife and stabs the book.
Yep, she destroys the book.
She destroys the book.
And herself.
Again, this movie is fucking violent.
There's a lot of death.
Yeah.
It's a very high body count.
People get, like, ashed away. Like, I've seen, like, a lot of vampire movies, and, like, that's kind of how Blade vampires get dead.
They kind of burn up from the inside.
Right.
Spontaneous combustion.
Right. It's all fucked up.
Yeah. But she does it, and then Wanda freaks out.
Well, she loses her ability to commune with whatever that is.
She needs the book, and
so she goes. She convinces Wong to tell her that yes, this actually was a copy. The book is a copy of a sacred tome that was etched into a mountain.
Yep. But it's like forbidden. Like we don't talk about it.
Right. So you're not allowed to go. Of course, all of this is very, very convenient. They're just making this shit up, whole cloth, for this movie. It doesn't actually make sense.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't care.
Well, and then there's it's like the Mummy. There's the gold book and the black book.
Right.
In this movie, you've got the Darkhold, but then you've also got the Book of Ashanti.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Ashanti?
Ashanti.
Like the singer? And that's like everything that is good and right.
Yeah.
And it's a secret mystical book that will help destroy the darkness.
Yeah, it gives whatever power that you need to destroy your enemy.
Yeah, so of course these are brand new concepts that we've only just been introduced to in this story.
Well, the book, the evil book,
yes.
the Darkhold was introduced in WandaVision.
Correct, but the other one, it's like, oh, and by the way, there's an opposite.
By the way, there's a good one.
A good book, and we must protect it. So yeah, she gets that information out of Wong, and then they decide they're going there. Yeah.
And we cut back to where Doctor Strange and America are, and they've been captured. They're in this jail, and Christine is there?
Christine is there.
And she is a multi-dimensional researcher.
Yes, she is a master of the multiverse.
Yeah, they know about the multiverse in this universe, and they study it. She studies it. Mm-hmm. And they're very much aware of the Doctor Strange from that universe, and they know that he was a bad dude. Yep. Or he did a bad thing.
He did a bad thing, to quote Chris Isaac.
Yes. So Doctor Strange is going to be taken to the Illuminati.
Because why not?
Because Illuminati. And now I understand that this is a name that was adopted from whatever as another comic. I imagine it's another type of comic book.
Somewhere in the comic book universe of Marvel.
Somewhere in Marvel, there is a series of comics called the Illuminati, I'm sure.
But yeah, we're introduced to the members of the Illuminati. So obviously it's Mordo is on it.
Yep.
And
he is the Sorcerer Supreme of this universe.
He is. Yeah. So there's a dude with like a tuning fork on his head.
I didn't get his name. I just wrote down Fork Guy.
But he doesn't speak, and we find out later why he doesn't speak. He's very silent. And then we meet Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
The first Avenger.
Yep, they call her the first Avenger.
Yes.
Because in this universe,
Peggy Carter became Captain America, but instead of Captain America, because she's British, she's just... they don't actually give her name. She's just Captain Carter.
She's just Captain Carter.
Yeah. But she's got her little,
the shield.
Like, Union Jack shield and outfit.
The outfit, yep.
And then we have the Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But it's not Carol, it's her friend.
Yeah, Rambo.
It's Rambo. So she in this universe has become Captain Marvel.
Which she died in the WandaVision story, right?
She did, yeah. She was like older. It was much older. She died of cancer, yeah.
Right.
And then the last one is the smartest man in the universe, and it's Mr. Fantastic himself.
Mm-hmm. John Krasinski.
Of the Fantastic Four. What's his name? I can't ever remember the Fantastic Four characters.
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards,
yes.
So yes, Reed Richards, John Krasinski. This is our first look at the new Mr. Fantastic.
But Betsy, that's not the final one.
But that's not the final one, Trent, because there's one more person riding around in a little yellow bumper car.
And that is Mr. Charles Xavier. Professor
That's right.
Charles Xavier, played by none other
than Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
The OG.
Boy, he's starting to show his age, is he not?
He is quite old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the first time that
all of it gets referenced at all.
That element of Marvel, that any of the Fantastic Four elements of Marvel, that any of that has entered this...
The MCU.
The MCU.
Yes.
They've all existed, but never here.
Yeah.
So the multiverse is finally where they're like, fuck it.
Yeah, and like I keep on saying, this is where they're going to be allowed to make the branches go out in whatever direction that they want them to go.
I do find it interesting that in this movie, Charles Xavier doesn't run a school. He's head of the Illuminati.
But yeah, from this point on, we're getting the real beef here. We get revealed that their Doctor Strange was a member of this crew. He was a member of the Illuminati, if you will. They don't really have the Avengers.
Not really, no.
I mean, they do call Captain Carter the first Avenger, but maybe that's just, I don't know. It's weird. They just call themselves something different.
To call her.
I guess. So we get revealed that, yes, Doctor Strange used the Darkhold to somehow rid the world of Thanos.
But it didn't
We don't know
work.
how it happened.
Yeah. He went rogue, basically. He's like, I'm not going to do it with the team. I'm going to do it by myself.
Yeah, and he got basically too powerful. They were on Thanos' planet. That's where they killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. It all went wrong. So then they used the other book, the Book of Ashanti, to actually harness the good, to defeat Thanos. And then he paid the price for it in that Forkman, whatever his name is. He says, I'm sorry. And when he does it, he creates such a powerful reverberation that he destroys him.
He's like Alanis Morissette in Dogma.
He is. He is the Alanis Morissette of the MCU.
He is God. He is God.
So that's what really happened to Doctor Strange, but they don't tell anybody that because they need a hero.
Yeah.
People need a hero.
Yep.
So they said, yep, he gave his life fighting Thanos, and he's a hero, and here's a statue, and let's all remember him fondly.
And then alarms start going off.
Shit gets fucked very quickly.
Oh my God.
Very quickly.
So Wanda... So we cut back to where the original Wanda is, and they find this big sanctum where she can commune with whatever power that is in that building, and there's all these fucking monsters there.
It's a temple. It is a throne room.
Yes, it is a throne room
to the Scarlet Witch.
Exactly. So these like temple guard creature guys, like bow down to her, worshiping her. So she's gonna use whatever power that she's got. She kind of flings Wong off the top of the mountain and starts to use the same power that she was using before to infiltrate and possess the Wanda of that other universe.
Yeah. So there is another Wanda, and she possesses her body, and that Wanda goes on the rampage.
And she immediately leaves the house with no shoes on, by the way. Did you notice that?
No shoes.
No shoes. So she goes and just infiltrates the Illuminati.
Infiltrates? She kicks the fucking door down.
Yeah, so to speak. So the Illuminati members go out there and start fighting Wanda. And they lose. They lose badly.
It goes very badly.
Yeah, so we start
off... These guys die horrible deaths.
And like Reed Richards gets up there using his stretchy arms, which, by the way, I don't think that looked very good.
I mean, it was only for like half a second.
I know.
But here's the thing. Mr. Fantastic, that's not a very good power. Let's be real.
I watched those first two movies. They're pretty powerful.
They're pretty cheesy is what they are. So to see them doing it in this universe, we'll find out. We'll see how it looks.
It's a little weird. Anyway, so he gets out there and says, I know what you're going through. And meanwhile, like Wanda is like covered in blood.
Oh yeah, she's already looks awful. Yeah. She's been like destroying all of the sentinels and
robots.
The people on the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets up there and says, I know what you're going through. I've got kids too. And she asks the question, is their mother still alive? Says, yes, she is. Well, at least there'll be someone there to help raise the kids after you're dead. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah. And then he says, oh, well, my friend, he could talk to you.
Right.
And she said, with what mouth or something.
And we get the whole fucking Matrix thing. And then he speaks in his mouth and he blows the side of his head off.
He screams internally.
Oh my God.
But because it's trapped, it kills him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He blows his own brain out. And then she stretches Mr. Fantastic and his head pops.
Yeah.
Literally his head pops.
Yeah.
She fights Captain Carter and slices her in half with her own shield.
Yeah. Yeah, she basically gets Darth Mauled to death.
Yep. And then Captain Marvel, she kicks the crap out of her and then she drops a statue on her, crushing her.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She's very dead.
She's really dead.
All of those people are dead.
This all happens in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. For a show, for a series that doesn't ever kill off their characters, they killed like half a dozen of their heroes like that.
They did. It was very disturbing. And then, of course, Charles Xavier shows up. He's the last one standing.
Yes, he shows up.
And he tries to do the thing he does, which is he can read your mind, he can get in your brain.
Yep.
And he finds her, like the real Wanda, her like psyche buried under rocks in her mind.
It's referencing what actually happened to her when she was a kid.
Yeah.
She gets buried under rubble in Sokovia, back when all that shit was happening.
Yep.
So it's like this is the thing that is really keeping her down, because she didn't I don't know. I'm just extrapolating here. Like her parents got killed and she got left behind and she wants to be the one to take care of her kids no matter the consequences and blah blah blah. I don't know.
But of course it doesn't work, and she kills Charles Xavier too.
She breaks his fucking neck.
She does. When she shows up, you only see it for a second, but it's very effective, this scene.
Yeah.
He's in a very white void of a room, and he's walking because in his brain he can walk, and he's trying to help her, and then this really thick red cloud of smoke comes out of nowhere.
Comes out behind him.
And like a zombie Wanda, like she's really messed up looking, breaks his neck, and it kills him in real life.
Yep.
This all happens very gruesomely and very quickly. And then, of course, when she's going after America, she's like walking on broken glass, and she's like dragging her foot like a zombie because, as we said, she's barefoot and she's covered in blood and she's dirty.
It's fucked up.
It's straight up horror movie shit. Like, she is coming after you and you don't have a prayer.
And of course, the only guy who doesn't get killed is Mordo.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because he fell down a ditch.
Well, he's got like he's still got the shoes.
He's got the boots.
He's got the boots on, and he should be able to get out of there, but I guess he just doesn't care. I don't know.
We need him later for something?
Maybe.
I
don't know. The dreads look good.
I guess. But yeah, so Stephen Strange escapes, and the three of them go together because he has, in this universe, made a direct waypoint to get to this book.
Yeah, so he created this way, this like special doorway, this magic doorway, to get to this void where the book is.
Between universes.
It's between universes.
Yep.
And of course, the key is his watch.
The watch that Christine gave him, specifically.
And by the way, Christine's also there helping him out.
Yeah, so the three of them jump to this universe, but on the way there, it's like... It's a horror movie chase scene. The killer is after you.
In a dark corridor.
Underground.
With like dripping water. Underneath the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's messed up. It's real messed up. But when they get there, they're just about to grab the book, and he gets his hands on it. So this is a point that I found a little bit frustrating in this movie.
All right.
They never use it. Nope. They never open it. We never see anybody do anything with this magical, mystical book that can apparently solve all our problems.
Nope, because it gets burned up.
In this universe, it does.
By Wanda, which we don't know, because later on, the other book gets destroyed, and it is destroyed in all universes.
Oh, that's true. So you're right. It might be that she destroyed it in all the universes by doing that.
Right, and that is, if that's the nexus of all the universes, if that one is destroyed, then I think they're all destroyed.
It could also be that there is just one book, but because it's stored between universes.
I don't know. Well, like
it begs some questions.
The Darkhold is in multiple universes for sure.
Right, but this is stored between universes.
That one is between. So I would say if that one's destroyed there, it's gone.
That's what I mean, is if it's between universes, there's one of them.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's fair. That's a valid point. But yeah, it's kind of all for naught. And then Wanda shows up, the zombie-possessed Wanda.
And she possesses America and uses her power to throw Doctor Strange and Christine into yet another universe that is all kind of fucked up and like post-apocalyptic. Yeah. And it's all like MC Escher, New York City.
Yeah, it's all melting and swirling tornadoes and laser lights flying.
It's kind of like what happened in that What If section.
That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, where everything's sort of falling apart, and they say it's like two universes collided in this world. And it's because the other Doctor Strange fought and lost.
Yeah. He used the Darkhold. So they go to this other sanctum, and they meet up with this other Doctor Strange, and he's all still kind of dark and mysterious. We don't know what his deal is, a little bit older. And our Doctor Strange shows up and says, I'm not here. I just want to get home. It's no big deal. And he tries to prove himself by revealing something we had no idea about.
No, it's something he doesn't talk about.
He had a little sister that fell through some ice and died, and he couldn't save her.
Yeah, and he doesn't talk about it.
And the other Doctor Strange says, yes, that's not something that we talk about.
Mm-hmm. That is the most personal thing we know about this character.
Yes.
We really don't know a lot about Doctor Strange and his backstory.
Nope.
We know he's a brilliant surgeon. He gets into a car accident. He loses his ability to do surgery, and that's all he knows. And then he pursues the mystic arts, and then, now we're here.
Yep.
But we don't know where he was born. We don't know where he grew up. We don't know about his family. We don't know any of that.
Nope.
So this is the most personal detail that we have heard to date.
Yes. So the other Doctor has the Darkhold on him, on his person, and he's basically defending it, he says. Mm-hmm. And they get into a fight. For lack of a better explanation, they get into a fight. He has purple magic.
He has purple magic.
And then they fight with music?
This was a great sequence. This was
really stupid.
But
I think it works.
Okay, so Doctor Strange is shoved into a piano and a bunch of sheet music flies into the air.
Yep.
So he makes all of the notes come off of the page.
Yeah.
And the notes actually are part of the music that's happening. There's a lot of musical cues.
Yes.
And then he throws them at the other Strange, and it goes back and forth.
And there's at some point there's like a cloud of music happening between them.
And it's like Phantom of the Opera. You hear the dun,
it's
dun,
a lot
dun,
of,
dun, dun,
it's
dun.
a lot of classical music.
You hear Beethoven.
Yep.
You hear a lot of different things. And yeah, it's really just over the top and silly, but because they mix it up with the actual score, it's really cool. I loved that.
I agree, but it's still really stupid.
I don't care. I don't care. I love stupid shit.
I do too. So again, another violent death. He gets thrown out the window and then impaled on the spikes.
On the fence. He does.
Good God.
But yeah. And of course he says, he reveals an important plot detail because the reason he wants the Darkhold is because he needs that magic to get back to his universe.
He basically needs to do the same thing that Wanda was doing to possess her other body.
Right. But the other Strange says this exacts a tremendous toll, and he's got a third eye.
Yeah.
Which, again, in mysticism and in those kinds of religions and things like that, the third eye is it's a big deal thing. So we see that, and he's all evil and crazy and three-eyed. And goateed and impaled.
He's very dead now.
He's very dead now.
So, yes, he has to do the same thing that Wanda was doing, but to embody a different body in that universe. There can only be one Doctor Strange in that universe.
And of course, Christine says, but don't you have to have a version of you in that universe to possess? And he says, who says anything about them being alive? And then suddenly you remember there is a dead Doctor Strange buried in New York.
And then he does the same, the quintessential zombie thing where the hand just comes up through the floor.
Punches through the ground.
And then Doctor Strange lives again.
He's a zombie.
God damn it.
Also, that body rotted quickly.
Yeah, I said the same thing. God.
It's not been that long. It's been like a day. It's like the same day. Here's something I noticed while we were rewatching Doctor Strange a couple days ago.
Yep.
The sequence of events happens in very short order.
It's like a day and a half.
So the entire climax of the first Doctor Strange movie, the second half of the movie is one day.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah, it is one day. Same thing with this. She shows up in the morning, and then they start multiverse hopping.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the exact same day. Yeah. This all pretty much is 1 to 2 days.
Yep.
This entire movie.
Yeah. You could also say that about a lot of movies. But
right,
I get your point.
Usually there's more like
there's a lot that
implied
happens here.
Travel time. There's more things, but because they can all like jump through space and time, they can just show up where they want, when they want, how they want.
Yes, but of course.
But that's my point, though. If it's only been a couple days, why is he so dead?
Right. But apparently there is a hell in this universe.
So there's spirits of the damned, and the way I interpreted this is it's not so much a hell, it's the thing he was talking about. There is a price to be paid by using this magic, and it's probably the people who have used that magic, and it just destroys them, and then they're tied to it forever.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I took that.
But yeah, there's like these little demon guys
Smoke
after
ghosts.
going after the zombie body at first, and then they're like coming through the zombie body into the other universe where the other Doctor Strange is, and that's where Christine has to help defend his body.
Yeah, like they say this is like desecration and bad magic, and you can't do this, and you're gonna burn, and we're gonna destroy you, etc.
Sure.
And there's a great little moment. So Christine like helps him.
Yeah.
And because they're in the sanctum, she grabs this jar. Did you remember what she was grabbing?
Yeah, because it's the thing in the first movie where he's like defending it. He's fighting against the
bad guy.
Mads Mikkelsen's character.
Yep.
And Mads says to him, "Do you even know what that does?"
And they don't say it.
He doesn't know what it does. So we get into this movie, and she knows what it is.
She knows exactly what it is and how to use it. And so she grabs a candle and puts it in front, and it basically creates this giant blast, and she blasts all these demon things to oblivion.
Right. And then she says something to Doctor Strange on the floor, saying, "Hey, these are mystical beings. Control them.
You are a master of the mystic arts.
Yeah.
Fucking use them.
Control them." So he basically turns these demon things into another flying cape.
Into his cape. They grab a hold of him.
That's really twisted. I love it, though.
It's, like I said, this is the closest thing to horror we're going to get in this universe. It's very dark. It's very dark. You've got dead spirit demons holding a dead body that's being possessed.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there. So, yeah, they have the big, like, exciting finale.
Yeah.
Where he gets there. Wong had fallen, but he's not dead because we can't kill Wong again. And he comes to help save the day. And Wanda now has America and is gonna take her power. And her justification is because kids get sick. I want to be with my kids, but I need her power because I can't just have her send me, because what if they get sick? What if they die? What if something happens?
Yeah, and like the entire crux of this movie is Wanda wants to be a mother because she was able to be a mother in her little fantasy world, and she wants her children back. A very understandable kind of a sentiment.
Yeah.
But then she becomes like crazy mom.
Right.
Where she's like you said, she wants to have the power, not just borrow it. Like, because she's told, well, why don't you just have America bring you over to this other dimension where there are children, where there are kids? No, because the question is asked, what happens to their mother in that universe?
Their real mother.
Their real mother. Because you are not those kids' mother.
Yeah.
Those aren't your kids. They're that other
They're her kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get that.
Well, she does. She just doesn't give a shit.
She doesn't care. She just wants those kids. But then America gives her what she wants because zombie Doctor Strange gives her a pep talk and says, "Yeah, you know how to do things."
Winking at her
with half a face gone.
A face.
So she decides, yes, I know how to use the powers. I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to bring you to this universe, and you can be the mother.
Yep. And
in reality, the kids are terrified.
She keeps saying the whole movie, "I'm not a monster, I'm not a monster," but the kids are terrified of her.
I'm not a monster, I'm a mother.
Yeah, they scream, "It's the witch, it's the witch. Please don't hurt us.
Right.
Don't hurt our mom."
Yeah.
And she realizes she kind of is a monster.
Yeah.
She's lived long enough to become the villain. And, that's enough. That's enough for her, and she lets it go. And destroys the temple, destroys the Darkhold, and destroys herself with it.
And the Darkhold is destroyed in every other universe.
Yeah. So here's the question I wanted to ask. So again, we have to tie back to WandaVision, and if you haven't seen the television show, it's a little tricky to describe. But the long and short of it is, in the movie world, Vision died.
Yes.
And this all triggered Wanda because they were in love. In the television show, there is a facsimile of Vision.
Yeah, the body of Vision.
The body of Vision. And at the very end, he's basically recalibrated, and he says, I am the Vision, and he flies away.
Right.
So it begs the question, Vision theoretically is back. He is alive again. But Wanda doesn't know that, and Wanda just destroyed herself.
Yep.
That's kind of a buzzkill.
Yeah, and it could be that they're not actually going to follow that thread.
But why would you do it if you're not?
I don't know.
I don't know. What purpose does that serve?
I don't know. Maybe they thought eventually they were going to return to that storyline.
I think
or the fact that Vision is going to be a part of something in the future. I don't know.
And the multiverse stuff makes it opens so many doors.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not this one, maybe a different Wanda in a different universe, maybe a different Vision in a different universe.
It makes it a little bit too convenient for me to have that really work. But I see what you're saying.
Well, and they've already done it with, Thanos in the last Avengers movie. There was a different Thanos and a different Gamora.
Yeah, right.
And there's a new Gamora out in the universe that we are existing.
Right.
So we're going to get into more of that when we get to the new Guardians movie, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
maybe even the next Thor movie.
Maybe even the next Thor movie.
Because the Guardians are in the next Thor movie.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it all kind of works out. They all go back to their respective universes, except for America, because there is only one of her.
Yeah.
And she stays at Carmitage to learn how to do magic.
Yes.
And like Stephen Strange, she's not very good at it.
Yes, we get back to Carmitage. She's going through her thing, and they have their little moment as Stephen is going to go back to his sanctum. Where this is where I'm saying, Doctor Strange does not need to have that love interest anymore. He's got someone to take care of.
A protege.
Yes, so to speak.
It's the Batman thing.
Yes.
You need a Robin. You need a Ward. You need some little buddy that can help you out.
Exactly. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme, so he doesn't have that responsibility.
And of course, there's the running joke the entire movie where Wong keeps saying, that
it's tradition.
It's a tradition that you bow to the Sorcerer Supreme. And he's like, I'm aware of the tradition.
I'm aware of the tradition.
And he won't do it. He won't do it. Everybody else does it. And then at the end of the movie, he
finally
does.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Wong is only the Sorcerer Supreme because of a technicality.
But that's a nice relationship. I like Wong. Wong's a great character.
All right, let me ask you this question. So they only show it the one time, but Doctor Strange spends this movie wearing the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah.
Now, the Time Stone is not in there. We know this. The Time Stone has been destroyed.
Yeah.
But he's got something in it.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about what that is.
He tried to use whatever it is to open up that door.
But it was simpler than that.
Right. He even says, open sesame.
Yeah,
come on.
What's the thing that only I would know? And it's Christine who says, dumbass, it's a watch.
It's a watch.
Look at it, look.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's something in this eye.
Right. They don't really talk about it. They don't refer to it. He's imbued it with some kind of power, whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know.
Just a question. Just curious. But yeah, so they all go back to their universes. Everybody's hunky-dory. He goes back to New York, and he's trying to be happy. And then, plot twist, he's got the third eye.
Yeah, that was his corruption by using that book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just sort of comes over him in the street one day.
Right.
But then there's a mid-credit scene, and then there's an end credit scene.
Yeah, it's basically like the end of the movie, but he's walking down the street, and then Charlize Theron shows up.
All in purple.
And she says, "We got a job to do. We got a job to do, kid. Let's get out of here."
But yeah, you screwed something up, and we are going to fix it. And slices open reality.
You created a rift in time or the universe or whatever the fuck, and you need to come and help me. And then his eye shows up. He put his uniform on. The third eye shows up, and then they hop into the tear.
Yeah, she says, "Are you scared?" He's like, "I'm not scared," or what would I have to be scared of? Yeah. So clearly, there's been a little time since that first sequence and this one, because now he's like super chill about having a third eyeball.
Right. So who the hell knows what that's going to be all about? Because
and again,
we don't know where she comes from.
At the end of Black Widow, they have a character show up from one of the TV shows we hadn't watched.
Yeah.
So it's just as likely that we, the viewer, have not seen something.
It's very possible that maybe she was in Loki.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we said
or
we
Moon Knight.
Could
like,
be.
Who the hell knows?
I have no idea. But I say this. We didn't need to watch Loki at all.
Clearly.
There was nothing in there that I'm aware of.
Nothing necessary.
No.
And not even the other stuff was necessary. I think it's just more of a wink and a nod and gives you some context.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I think we could have done it without that, but I'm glad we watched those because I was in on the joke a little more, so to speak.
Yes.
But yeah, and then the end credits scene, it's just Bruce Campbell hitting himself. Like he says, oh, it'll stop eventually. He leaves
like 3 weeks.
beating himself up, and he's just been apparently punching himself in the head for God knows how long.
For 3 weeks, he says.
And then he just looks right into the camera and says, it's over.
It's over!
So yeah, this is like really a wild ride. It is really a lot going on because I expected no less. We didn't really get a lot of the mirror dimension stuff and the really kooky special effects that were in the first one.
Yeah.
The biggest effect we have is when they're falling through the different universes.
Yeah, that was cool. I want to see that again.
That was really cool. I want to see Cartoon Strange. Go back to that universe.
She even talks about like, oh yeah, when we were all covered in paint, it makes it really hard to eat.
Yeah, he said, was it my imagination or were we paint in one of those universes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's still around. I don't know what the future will hold for that character as she grows. They had a whole plot point there that the first time she did any multiverse opening.
Yeah, she was a kid.
She was a kid, and she accidentally blasted both of her mothers through the opening, and she's never seen them since. Mm-hmm. So that's still out there, that she could go on the search for them, that people could help her find them.
Yep.
And they say at the end of the credits, Doctor Strange will return. Whatever that means.
Clearly he will return because whatever Charlize Theron got him doing.
Yeah. So it's open for more. Mm-hmm. And I think these are fun movies. I think they are crazy looking. Mm-hmm. They're interesting. Are they the best of the best? No, but they're not bad. I think these are like mid to top tier.
Not much of consequence happens. So the biggest consequence is here. Wanda's dead.
Wanda's dead.
There is no more WandaVision.
No
we don't
Scarlet
know what
Witch.
No Scarlet Witch. She's donezo.
Mm-hmm.
And that part of the Avengers will not continue. So we're kind of killing off a lot of characters here from the original movies. And I think there's a reason for that, because you can't be holding on to that vestige of the old Avengers movies. Like, the only thing that we're going to see like the Hulk in is She-Hulk, I think. He might even show up in like whatever the next Shang-Chi movie is.
Maybe.
But he's going to show up in whatever the She-Hulk movie is, and maybe that's it. Like, what other Avengers are there?
Yeah, I mean, we've pretty well moved on from most of them. Thor.
Black Widow's dead.
I feel like this will probably be wrapping up the threads in Thor.
I think Thor is probably done.
Because this is the fourth one.
Yeah.
And we haven't had 4 of anything.
No.
The only other movie there's 4 of is The Avengers, and that was because it was like part 1 and part 2.
Right.
But yeah, everything else, you don't have Iron Man anymore. You don't have Black Widow anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't have...
And Hawkeye,
Captain America.
Hawkeye had his own thing. We don't know what happens with that because we didn't watch Hawkeye.
We're working on it, guys.
Yep.
Don't judge us. Too many movies to watch and not enough time for TV.
For TV is hard, yeah.
So yeah, I liked this one. I think it's interesting. It leaves it very open-ended for more stuff to come.
Yeah.
And like I keep saying, the multiverse, that question really opens up the possibilities.
Yeah.
And it's just how far they go. Hell, John Krasinski might not be playing Reed Richards.
He's got to, though.
But that's the thing. In the context of how we were introduced to him, he might just be this Mr. Fantastic.
But
in this universe.
the same actors play the other characters in the other movies.
Sort of. There are other people, but he might be in it and he's not that character. That's my point.
You don't do that without continuing that thread.
We'll see.
What else is he gonna be?
I don't know. I'm just pointing out the fact that all of those people in that room were related to the series, but not their actual character, except for Charles Xavier. And the only reason that is because it's Patrick Stewart and the fanboys get all excited.
Speaking of, there was not a lot of reaction in the theater, except for the people to the right of us. There was a woman who's saying, "Yay!"
Well, and of course, I really wish they hadn't put that in the teaser. I really...
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the reaction.
The Reed Richards thing was the most surprising thing to me. I had no idea about that. I knew Charles Xavier was in it, though.
Exactly, because they put it in the fucking trailer. His voice was in the trailer.
Yeah.
All they had to do was hold that back.
Yeah.
If they had held that back, it would have been like when we were in the theater and Spider-Man came on the screen and we were all like, ah! Everyone in that theater went nuts. Nobody reacted except that woman who was like, yay! Yeah. Some person who was in high school 20 years ago and really likes Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
I mean, me? What? Shut up. So yeah, that's really all I have about this movie. Do you have any other thoughts or anything you wanted to contribute?
I really want some pizza balls. No, there was one other thing here that we didn't really get to the reason why Wanda decided to hang it up, so to speak. It's because the other Wanda in that universe told our Wanda, these kids will be loved.
Just know that.
Just know that they will be loved. You don't need to be the one to love them.
Mm-hmm.
They're taken care of. That's all you really need to know. And that's that motherly instinct that she's really responding to here. And she just needed to hear it from that other mother.
Herself.
Herself and the kid's actual mother.
Yeah.
Now that she realizes that if she shows up being all witchy, these kids are terrified of her.
She has become a monster.
She can't be that mother because she has turned into this monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of moral questions, a lot of facing yourself and facing your demons. And that's kind of the whole theme with her and with Doctor Strange.
It's true. It's true. But yes, that's all I had, Betsy. We did have one email here. Let's keep it in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
And let's read an email from Rick, who responded to us about The Incredible Hulk.
The Edward Norton one.
The Edward Norton movie that somehow Betsy and I did not watch, or at least I didn't watch. You had seen it. But yeah, that was the first time we watched that movie. So from Rick, he's going to give us some information that we maybe didn't have. Just finished your Incredible Hulk cast. I'm here to provide nerdy facts for you. Yes, this movie is fully canon. Though it sets up things that were dropped, it is referenced in many other of the MCU movies and have several characters that show up elsewhere. Mark Ruffalo even says that the last time he was in New York, he broke Harlem, which I do remember that line.
That is true, and I didn't really think about
I didn't know the
meant.
context. Yeah, I assumed that was referencing the other movie. I just didn't know he was in Harlem.
Yeah.
Martin Starr does, in fact, play the same teacher. This wasn't a planned thing originally, but it's a fun little extra.
So did they actually give him a name, or they just decided later that, well, it works, so why not let's just say it's real?
Say, hey, Martin Starr, you're my friend. I'm going to have you in this other thing, and we're going to say it's the same guy.
Hooray!
Why not? Next he says, Abomination, which is the monster that Hulk is fighting in that movie. Abomination appears in Shang-Chi fighting Wong. We had to go back and watch this scene again because it's not like I didn't believe you, Rick, but I just didn't put two and two together.
Yeah, and he calls him Emil. He says, that hurt, Emil.
Right, he calls him Emil, which is the guy's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have... And he looks different. He looks very different in this movie than he does in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, a lot of...
He has weird gills!
A lot of technology has changed in that time, so they can make him maybe look more like the real character.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I had no idea that was who he was fighting in that movie.
No. I thought it was just a generic monster.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes a lot of sense now. Universal owns the rights to any solo Hulk movies, so Disney has the rights to the character fully unless they want to give him his own movie. He will, however, be appearing in Disney Plus's She-Hulk since TV doesn't count.
There you go.
So the rights there are kind of weird. Like, I don't know, maybe that's why they never did another Hulk movie, because Disney wants to do the production on all that shit.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to play nice again, and you can see how well that's gone over the years.
With Sony, yeah. Continuing, Stan Lee did alliteration so he could remember the character names, which is why so many Marvel characters have such names. Due to him forgetting this once, Bruce Banner is canonically Robert Bruce Banner, because Stan Lee went a few issues of the comics calling him Bob instead of Bruce. Just weird shit like that. Like, they create a justification for that kind of shit.
Yep. Oh, I need to retcon my own creation.
Right. Retcon my own fuck up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Ty Burrell plays Doc Samson, a character who becomes super strong from gamma radiation. What?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tim Blake Nelson's character is seen turning into, quote, the leader, a hyper-intelligent, giant-skulled telepath who fights the Hulk with brains over brawn. This is possibly the biggest untied plot thread in the MCU.
Yeah, that really bothered me because I was like, why are you showing his head bubbling?
Right.
But then nothing comes of it. We never see him again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just because the Hulk universe isn't very well received, or maybe just
the movie bombed, basically. You know, and in the early days, I'm sure they did a very quick pivot and decided we're not going to make any more of these properties. There were, I'm sure, others planned
because there were only three characters with Abomination, 3 characters that came out of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last big paragraph is the scene with Tony at the end was supposed to be a post-credit stinger, but Iron Man had been so successful that they wanted to make sure that people saw it. This is why The Incredible Hulk is the only MCU movie with nothing after the credits. Which makes sense because you wouldn't know by that time that every Marvel movie is going to have an end credit scene because Iron Man and this movie came out the same year. And
it was no like running theme.
Yeah.
We just
you wouldn't have known yet.
No.
This scene is also set up by, quote, The Consultant, a short film included in the Thor DVD, which is now on Disney Plus, which we did watch this, which lets us know that Tony was sent to ask for Blonsky, who was in Secretary Ross's custody, to be part of the Avengers, and Coulson specifically chose Stark to annoy Ross into not agreeing to it. Okay. Anyway, that's the big stuff. I too agree that it is just fine, just sometimes forgotten. From Rick, of 30 Below fame with Rick and Allie. So yes, Rick has another podcast he does with his wife called 30 Below with Allie and Rick. Go check it out. They watch movies that are rated 30% or below on Rotten Tomatoes.
They're awful
If you like
movies.
Bad movies, go and listen to their podcast.
It's fun. Thanks, Rick, for contributing.
Yes, thank you very much, Rick. We love getting all the nerdy facts.
And I've been finding out this week, I found out a bunch more friends who are listening to this podcast, so we thank you for listening.
Yeah, if you've gotten this far, it's almost an hour and a half into this podcast.
Right.
Thank you for indulging our bullshit.
But some of you have been very silent on the contacting us front, so we want to hear from you.
This is a two-way street, guys.
Yes, please.
I want to hear from you. I don't care if it's about Marvel. I keep saying this. I don't care if you're talking about this movie or any of the other movies that we have watched.
Or if you're starting at the beginning and listening to all of our stuff. Tell us what we were watching a year ago and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, this podcast keeps on going on. There's a lot of content out there.
Fact.
2 movies a week. We keep on doing it. For you.
We're here for you, fans.
But yes, it is a two-way street. Please email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. You can be like Rick and inform us about all the stupid shit that you find interesting. And we'll probably find it interesting too.
Because we're nerds.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we're doing this. We're nerds. Follow us on Twitter at neverseenit_pod and support the show by clicking the link in the podcast description. You can throw us a buck on there on Anchor. If you don't want to do that, just share us with your friends. Clearly, you've been doing it because the show has been doing better. So we appreciate you and all your friends.
Rate us. Do all the things.
And rate us on iTunes and on Spotify, too.
Yeah, so that's the end of this one. Our next episode, we're going to be starting another series. So strap in, folks, because that's coming at you sooner rather than later.
Boy, Betsy.
But in the meantime, my name is Betsy.
And I'm Trent.
And this has been Never Seen It, and we thank you for listening.
Goodbye.